Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of TalkGA, our podcast on anything and everything Grand Archive. I'm your host, Mark from Solar Games, and joining me are my co-hosts, Eva and Fome.
Hey.
How are you doing this week, Eva?
Oh, I'm feeling quite
Oh, I forgot about
celebratory because our friend and local Duck Cats, aka Christian, just won Ascent LA.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congrats.
Very well deserved.
So happy for him. His first Ascent win.
Yeah,
Correct.
epic finals with a CL win.
And now Christian is officially also a number holder.
That's right.
Once we get the numbers figured out.
And maybe solely responsible for putting Green Pastiche on category 2.
Fome, how you feeling? How you doing
I'm
this week?
doing all right. Kind of recovering from Ascent LA fever.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, not that we got sick, but just
Yeah, we're just, the same old volunteering.
Lots of work,
Production.
low sleep.
that stuff.
But I'm excited to be back, ready to open more RDO. And I think you've been doing quite a lot of that recently.
Yes. Also very tired. I mean, Ascent LA was tiring. I think for Path of Silver, I slept maybe a total of 12 hours the whole entire 4 days. We were there from Thursday until Sunday. It's a lot of fun to hang out with friends till late and then coordinating guesses, but also coordinating cards that people need for Path of Silver all throughout the night. I would get a DM at 3 a.m. Hey, do you have this card? I'm like, actually, yes. And I'll bring it tomorrow, hopefully, if I remember. Yeah. But otherwise, tired from opening RDO.
Supplying the market, doing God's work.
Yeah, and Angelic channeling anyone?
Oh yeah, who has Angelic channeling? Yeah.
Buying auspicious manifestation.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Angelic channeling is crazy overrated, I think, right now.
So overrated.
All right, well, hold those comments
Okay.
for later parts of the show. But for today's show, we're going to kick it off with our BNR. There is actually a lot of changes there, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to do our Radiant Origins special, cornering the market and breaking down the financial aspects of that set. And of course, trash or gas for our newest set, Radiant Origins. And then we actually have a very special Radiant Origins lore spotlight presented to you by Eva.
Cool.
Yeah. So pretty fun packed show today. But before we get started with our main show, we do have two quick announcements. First of all, thank you all for purchasing the playmats. We were actually pretty surprised at how fast, I guess, the playmats were sold out.
Shocked.
So thank you all for the support.
Flabbergasted.
It seems like everyone in the community really likes it, so that's really great.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you. Yeah, Yuki's art is beautiful. I'm so glad that people, are able to enjoy it. I was not expecting sold out in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually less than a day, but yes.
Same.
Yes. It's like
Within hours.
Within hours, yeah.
Never would have guessed.
It's very fast.
Yeah, insane that you guys did that. Thank you so much.
so much.
Really appreciate it.
Yes. Hopefully you also enjoyed, of course, the music video, the song, the whole package. I think it was really well done as a whole. I think that's why it was
Yeah,
sold
thanks
out.
for watching and listening, guys.
Good job, Fome.
Hey, thanks.
Materialize.
Yeah.
It's so catchy.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
right.
catchy.
Okay, but we also said, hey, as part of the playmat rollout, we had a special set of giveaways for 4 lucky people who purchased playmats. So today, I'm very excited to announce our 4 lucky winners. First is Cameron Larson. Second winner is Michael Schwan. Third is Kevin Dooling. And then last is Lundrup. Lundrup.
That's our local.
That's our local. So I think Lundrup might get the Pantheon deck. It's by the way, it's one of these Pantheon decks. Literally the ones you're seeing in front of you right here.
Totally random. We're just gonna.
You're gonna get a
one.
random deck
Yep.
shipped to you, and I think Lundrup's gonna get his at it just.
I'm bringing it
one
to
of us
locals
gonna drop it.
tomorrow.
Okay, we're gonna drop it off.
Whoa,
Okay.
doxing.
We'll figure it out, yeah. And so anyways, if you are a winner, please also just check your email. I did have to email some people for shipping address, so just make sure that's available to me so I can ship them to you. And congratulations once again. Thank you for supporting us on the playmat sale.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Yeah. All right, second quick announcement is that NorCal Regionals for Radiant Origins is going to be on Saturday, May 2nd at the Santa Clara Convention Center. It's basically the same place that we've done it for the last, years now?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple
For the
years.
past many seasons.
Many seasons, yeah. It's a great, honestly, I think it's a great space. So looking forward to folks to joining us there again.
Hope you see you there.
Hope
Yeah.
to see you there.
Okay, so on to our main show. I think we're going to talk about some banning and restricting with Fome.
All right. So with the latest banning and restrictions, to no one's surprise, one card was moved to category 3, meaning that it's fully banned now, which is Unmake Duality. I think we all saw this coming. It was being used in a huge number of decks just as a main piece of influence accumulation. And it was maybe making the format a little bit too homogenous.
Yeah.
Yeah, because just everyone, it's basically the best way of just going +1.
Yeah.
You don't have to first grab something else to then start the engine going. You start off with the Looking Glass already on the board, so you just go a make pass, and that's like your strongest turn 1.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? This is a good banning rate.
I'm really sad about my 2 curio foils of Unmade Duality.
You have 2 curio foils?
And I opened both of them, and I didn't want to sell them. I thought it was kind of cool.
Dang.
And then of course I held on to them.
Should've
Whatever.
sold them.
I'm gonna keep them forever now.
You got to play them for like what, a season?
It's all good. I like collecting stuff anyways. I'm not mad. It's gonna be historical. And who knows? It might be very good in Pantheon. And one day it might be unbanned. No.
One day.
No, not very likely, but it's okay.
Well,
what else?
I have a hot take about this. I'm not sure if it's hot or mild or whatever, but it's my take. I think Looking Glass should not have been a pregame action.
Okay.
Like you have to materialize on turn 2 Looking Glass to be able to do all this stuff?
Yeah. I think it's just so much value to be able to like have it on the board before you start. You don't have to do anything. And I think just like to offset that, to balance it out, just make the distortion cards, a bit more powerful so that it's worth taking off a materialization to bring out the Looking Glass.
Make Looking Glass worse and make distortion stronger. Wow.
I don't know. We can't do anything about that now.
Definitely a very spicy take. Interesting. Make the game a little more volatile.
Because if that were the case, then like Unmake it's just a whatever card. It's pretty balanced.
I do agree pre-game actions are pretty difficult to balance. Notoriously in Magic, like there was a card that basically was, if it's in your opening hand, you get to play it for free. And it was banned very quickly.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, maybe that would fix it.
Yeah, I think the problem with making distortions more powerful is that is way harder to balance because there are also normal ways to play those cards, right? They're just exalted or they're level 3 elements, which could mean that now we're printing like better Pendragons, better Carters, better whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the distortions are already like on a knife's edge right now, like on the border of being busted and like fair enough that, you'd want to have to put Looking Glass for it.
I feel like Inert Sword could be a 2/3, like 2 power, 3 durability
for
weapon.
0?
And still be okay.
For 0?
Okay, but you have to give up a materialization phase to bring out
Not
Looking
if you're
Glass.
Lorraine.
Oh yeah, that's actually true.
But you still had to go Looking Glass and then Lorraine.
Oh, man, that would be unplayable. I guess
3 is way too strong.
Really...
Man, 2 attacks for 3. That's a 6 damage on board without anything. I think it's too strong. I don't
Anyway,
know.
we still got more cards to go over.
Yes.
And so now we move on to category 2, which is cards that are considered problematic and maybe likely to be banned, but are not banned now.
They're pre-banned, guys.
They're
It's
pre-banned.
over. Just give up your dream. Sell your curio baby green slimes. Don't be like me.
Spoilers.
Yeah, so spoilers.
They don't exist.
2 cards were added to category 2. The first is Baby Green Slime, like Mark just said.
Sorry, yes.
This is a pretty interesting addition. I think the devs are feeling like Baby Green Slime kind of shows up everywhere. In a lot of win decks where they just want to have this engine of like bouncing their items that draw a card, like Forest Keg or Mnemonic Charm or Focusing Round, you just have this Baby Green Slime engine going.
Yep.
And then it also has the ability to like mess with your opponent's game plan.
Yep.
You can like suppress a weapon,
items, and it's not as a spell, so it
not
gets
as a
around
spell,
Spell
it
Shroud.
gets around Spell Shroud. So I think the devs are feeling like, okay, maybe because it's seeing so much play in so many different decks and does so many different things, let's put it on category 2. This is a little bit of, I don't know, a difficult category 2 addition, I think, because if not for the fact that Aetherwing, Water Diana were so strong, I'd probably be okay with this. But now I think if you got rid of Baby Green Slime, that deck would just go completely unchecked. Because this is one of the few ways you can interact with the Aqua Mirage Whisper Aetherwing weapon, which has Spell Shroud. So I actually think this is like maybe the hero that we need but don't deserve or something like that. So that's Baby Green Slime. I'll just say the other one, but first, before I ask for your guys' thoughts on all of that. So Grim Prestige was also added to category 2. Now this is a pretty interesting one because I don't think anyone had ever really complained about it. But
Mark's raising his hand.
But Grim Prestige is a very powerful card. It lets you do this kind of toolbox playstyle with CL where you're just putting a bunch of omens, and then at some point when you're level 3, you can like bring back one of your spell cards, I think, that are costed 5 or below. And it also gets around the reserve cost of those cards. You don't have to actually pay its reserve cost. You just pay the 2 for Grim Prestige. And because Grim Prestige is the fast card, it gets around the timing restrictions of all these cards. It's kind of like the combination of the toolbox plus the discount plus the fast speed of anything kind of like pushes it into that range of being like maybe too powerful. You know, it's like I have heard, this is actually, you know, Christian said that to me at Duckheads, who expertly used this to win at Ascend LA. You know, if you're going to be spending 6 influence to get to level 3, maybe you should be able to do something pretty cool.
Maybe I should get to do something a little cool.
You know, I don't have any strong feelings about this. I don't know if you guys feel that way.
Yeah, I think the fact that also, for example, comboing Grim Prestige into Profane Bindings, negate anything. And then normally Profane Binding is supposed to be like, well, I also lose 5 life, right? Because you curse yourself for minus 5.
Yeah, I play that card.
You can Grim Prestige and then not curse yourself.
No consequences.
Oh, it doesn't go into your lineage after that.
Fizzles. They copied it.
That's so weird.
But there's nothing.
It's not a real card.
Okay, so you can like kind of mitigate some of the downsides of certain cards, mostly curses, doing this.
Yeah.
I think my thoughts on this card are akin to another advanced element 2 cost card that we know of, like Ghost of Pendragon. It feels very strong and on the edge of being, you know, unfair, but I don't know that they deserve a ban because of that.
Yeah, it's interesting because Ghost is clearly like pushed. Like it's the value you get for 2 is like ridiculous. But I don't think anyone is like, you play Ghost and they're like, I hate that card, ban it right now. Usually people are like, oh, cool, Ghost. That's like, I love that dude.
Debatable.
Yeah, I love that. There is one more card that was added to BNR on category 1. So this is like the cards that they're watching but aren't really presenting a huge problem right now. They added Carp Song Coda to category 1, which is another card that's used often in Water Aetherwing Diana as a way of killing you besides just attacking you with Aether Wings or beating you down with allies. It can also blast you for, 6 damage that you cannot get Spell Shroud from using your Topsy Decree because it is not a spell. And so I think for that reason, they're saying, it gets around too many things. It goes on the watch list. Yeah.
Froggy Punch.
That's right.
From the grave.
From the grave. Right. But yep, those were the changes on the BNR that was announced.
Definitely some interesting BNR, which also potentially fuels some market interactions that's going to happen in RDO.
Okay. Oh my God. I've been so looking forward to this.
Yes. But for this segment, right? Normally we do cornering the market. Actually, cue the jingle.
Oh.
Cornering the market.
Cornering the market with Mark from Solar Games.
Mark from Solar Games.
All right. So normally on Cornering the Market, we do like buy, sell, holds, right? For our cards, which cards to like buy, etc. Radiant Origin just released, so it's kind of hard to kind of make those kind of recommendations. The market is still quite in flux. So I decided that it's probably good to just do a financial breakdown. Normally this is a longer form video, maybe on my channel, but hey, we'll do it here.
Okay.
Yay.
All right. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Okay. So RDO, I think the overall sentiment from what I've read on different sources is that the community kind of feels pretty good about the new set, right? Very exciting, lots of new cards. It's has a lot of chase rares. It's exciting to open. The box is beautiful, right?
Oh yeah, these are gorgeous.
Exactly.
It's like want to keep them forever.
They're so satisfying the way the cards fit into the boxes after you open
the design, right?
Yeah, so well designed.
Exactly. But of course, like the reservations around the MSRP pricing of $192, right? And then of course, even after, I guess right now the market is holding around $170 for a booster box. Even that seems pretty high for a lot of players. Like people who tend to be like, maybe they would previous sets open 2 cases, now they're looking at just 1 is what I'm kind of seeing in the market, right? The sell-through rate is a little bit lower for RDO than other sets.
But that's kind of by design, right? It's meant to have double the amount of value so that you buy half the amount of product.
Yeah, but people still feel like the cost is very prohibitive for like, you know, the product itself.
Yeah. And
So-
for that cost, you know, I definitely want to get your thoughts on this. It's also like the range of what you can get for that price
Yeah.
is very wide, right?
Yep.
If you get the nuts box, you like double your money, and if you like get some don't grade hits, you just like basically spend $200 and then, you know, down the drain. I don't
Yeah,
know. Is
exactly.
that an experience that you had?
Yeah, so when you think about the configuration of RDO, right?
Yeah.
If you literally just say, hey, RDO is going to have the spread. By the way, when I say spread, I mean like think of how many possible rares, ultra rares, and super rares there are. RDO has kind of double that spread, right?
Yes.
But imagine if RDO was released like a distorted reflection, like DTR or any main set where it had that old spread, right? And I'm not going to give the specific number because it doesn't really matter. Just imagine half the number that you currently see in RDO. Twice the drop rate, twice the cost. Makes sense, right? I'm paying twice because I'm literally getting 2 rares per box instead of 1. Okay, makes sense. Or that's a pack. The problem is now I've also doubled the spread. So your ultra rares are now ultra rare. Like it's an ultra rare of an ultra rare, right? So some numbers to kind of keep in mind. The ultimates, there's only like 4,300. I believe that's right. About that number, 4,300 or so printed per like ultimate. If you kind of take into consideration how many boxes of RDO were printed, you are looking at about 1 ultimate drop for any specific ultimate that you're chasing. The easiest way to think about this is let's say I'm a Jin player, I want a Jin ultimate, right? And I want 1 copy. How many booster boxes of RDO do you think you need to open to get 1 copy of that ultimate?
Buy singles. That's my answer. I don't know.
Don't.
Just don't.
12.
12.
So your expected
two
drop
cases?
rate,
2 cases.
yeah, is 2 cases for 1 ultimate. Let's say you want to run, I don't know, 2, 3 of them, right? This mostly shouldn't matter. Most people will kind of think the ultimates are like, okay, Pantheon only, right? They're not really constructed playable, but there are some cards that could potentially be constructed playable. You may want to run 2 copies, 3 copies. Now we're talking about 4 cases, potentially, right? To even get your 2 copies. Again, your results may vary. It's a wide set, so you could get very lucky. 2 boxes, maybe you hit what you need.
Yeah.
But the spread is wide. So what while it is easy to get any ultimate, it is not easy to get your ultimate, if that makes sense. The one that you're looking for.
But are you saying that means most of the ultimates are not highly desirable? Or like only a few of those cards are like where all the value is packed in and the rest are just like bulk?
The trick is you want to see where the concentration goes,
Yeah.
right? If everyone says there's no good ultimates, right? For example, right now it's pretty clear the winner is Auspicious Manifestation. The Guojia ultimate is very good,
That's insane.
which means everyone's going to say, cool, I'll trade my ultimate for the Guojia ultimate. And guess what happens? No one who has the Guojia ultimate wants to trade out that way.
Right.
So you will concentrate on Guojia. And now to open a Guojia ultimate, that's the one everyone wants, I'm looking at 2, 4, 8 cases.
Yeah. But I
do
guess
this.
it says something about maybe the popularity of Pantheon, because in Magic, the chase card is often like the commander staple.
Yep.
And so like the standard players were like, yeah, I'll sell all these commander staples if you give me your standard staples.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, from your observations of the market,
Yeah.
does that appear to be the case for Grand Archive? Does Pantheon drive demand in the market?
I think it's too early to tell, right? I think Pantheon is so new. It's literally releasing with this set. There's not a Pantheon community yet.
That makes
So
sense.
like who's buying cards just for Pantheon and willing to trade, for example, a standard or a constructed card for the Pantheon equivalents, right? To get that
Right.
the spread in the market. Yes, ideally that's how it should equate out, but not clear at the moment. Yeah.
So hypothetically, like a year from now, when there's like a Pantheon strong following, they could be looking back on this set and it's like, oh my God, RDO was the nuts Pantheon set. We have to get these boxes, and the boxes could end up being like $500 or something.
Holy.
Sure, why not, right? I mean, exactly that, right? The thing about box like this, because it's such a wide set, the potential of it being very good in the long term is actually very high.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
If you just hold on to it sealed on your shelf.
I think even if you open it, right, a lot of the cards, you just don't know where they're going to land. I mean, they're so rare right? Like if you think about any ultimate being 1 per 2 cases, 12 boxes, even if you hold just the ultimate, right, that may not be very playable right now. Let's say you have 10 copies. That could be a lot, like if that ultimate ever becomes a very popular Pantheon deck or something like that. But let's before we dive into like the overall where RDO is going to go, I do want to talk about another focus of Radiant Origins, which is around reprinting like popular cards, like in-demand playables from previous sets, and making sure those cards are in circulation. So I think everyone wants to know, like, is it working, right? Absolutely working right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to bring down prices.
Okay. Yeah. I think nowadays, if you think about pretty much any playable deck that required cards from previous sets, you're looking at a like 50 to 70% cost reduction on all those cards across the board.
Dang. Okay.
So some examples I'll give you, right? Like Pendragon right now is at $15. Right?
Okay.
That might be like the most expensive, like, card.
My portfolio.
I think that's a very reasonable price.
Arthur is $6.
Yo,
Okay.
what the hell?
Right? Fracturize is $7. Fracturize is honestly holding strong. Like,
that's what it used to be.
Yeah, that's
That's the price I'm used to from like.
That's probably what it
FTC.
should be.
Yeah. FTC days.
I think it could go lower. I think Fracturize, you should look at a $5 card. But because
That's fine.
the demand for Fracturize is so high and everyone's been holding out, like as soon as any amount of Fracturizes come on market, they're going to push the price back up to like around $7.
Can you remind me, what was the peak for Fracturize?
25.
I was gonna say around $20. Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it was pretty high. I mean, I think even 30 was possible. I mean, I don't know how many copies sold at that price, but yeah, 25, 30.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I still remember when our friend Andrew gave me like a bunch of Fracturizes as part of his like bulk package. He like did not even
bulk?
care. And then now it's like, do you want them back?
Well, they're bulk again. Right?
Well,
I'm kidding.
still not bulk.
Not quite bulk. Yeah.
Value.
We have
but-
sealed FTC. Now they're worth nothing.
No,
What do we do?
Just burn them. Just burn. They're worth
Just burn them.
Just burn
Okay.
But what about like Lost Providence? $60 now.
Good.
That's
Right.
great.
a
Very
little bit
doable,
more like
very
what it should be.
doable.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what like Grand Crusader's ring was around like $50 to $60, right? When it was like nicely circulated. So
Oh,
I
okay.
think for UR Regalia Divine Relic, yeah, 60 seems reasonable.
Yeah, but what's GCR now?
GCR now, what do you think GCR is now?
So I still remember it being 100. I don't know when it went down to 50, 60.
I
I don't
remember
know.
it was
I
like
don't keep,
at the peak of its popularity, it was
Yeah.
like $80.
I think like according to the market is like the most I keep up with the market,
Yeah.
honestly.
I think GCR is probably like $30 now.
Yeah, 25.
Sounds-
Okay.
25.
Wow.
But here's the really crazy part about GCR. It's not the version that you think is cheap. So for whatever reason, right, the reprint version of GCR is $50.
What the heck?
The alter version is now 25. So the one where it's like a ring and it's kind of like shiny, that one's 25.
There's
fun.
probably more of those in circulation. That's probably why.
I think people like the new art too.
Oh,
Maybe,
interesting.
I don't know.
Okay, so I also wanted to mention, so Fome and I were Solar Games interns last weekend. Mark had us over for RDO launch
Opening?
weekend,
Yeah, yeah.
to like open product, and he cooked dumplings and like baked brownies for us and
thank
stuff.
you.
It was really fun. Yeah, I don't think I saw a single Grand Crusaders ring reprint in the RDO boxes I touched.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I don't know.
I had a number in my head, but now I kind of forgot it. I think they're
look it up
fairly frequent. Maybe like 1 in every 4 boxes or
Yeah,
something.
I was just unlucky. I didn't see any.
You're not only that, but remember it's spread across all the URs. So you have all the Serene Spirits.
Yeah.
You have also like Quicksilver Grail, GCR. You also have like the Lost Providence and Looking Glass. Speaking of Looking Glass, because of course the reprint, but also the ban, Looking Glass is $45 now. So
Nice.
Oh, it's
people
so cheap.
who
that's
actually play
great.
Distorted could just get it. It's $45.
Yes.
You have it. Easy.
I mean, I'm not gonna play it anymore since I makes ban, but okay.
I still play it for my deck, and I never ran Unmake. So,
Yeah.
true distortion player over here.
Yeah.
That's right. You
Pretty
play all the
happy.
swords too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Anyways, that's basically where the reprints landed. So then, right, really in conclusion, when I think about the RDO, where it is, first of all, I think it's probably okay to think about RDO where the cards are effectively about double the price. Maybe not quite that much, but like each card that's more desirable, my expectation is that they're going to be maybe 1.5 to 2x the price of something from another set.
Man, that's crazy.
Think like if 3 visits from A and B was around like $40-$50 in RDO, expect a card of that rarity to be around 75, I think.
Okay.
So
but
that's
not 120, right?
Probably not 120. So you're talking about Angelic
channelings.
That's
That price
insane.
is not reasonable.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, right? I mean, Angelic channeling actually has quite a bit of printing because there's 2 versions. Each one has like, I think it's like 5,300 or something. It's quite high.
Yeah, Solidar
is
said
more?
that it's, the
5,900.
Yeah.
Yep, 5,900.
Yeah.
It has the equivalent of SR population, even though it's in the UR slot.
Yes. But from the opening experience, it actually didn't feel that way. So I don't know. I don't think this card should be 120. I think it should be lower. I think 75, 70-ish, right? If it's still desirable at that point, that's probably where the price is going to settle on. And if you want to pick specifically which artwork, it will cost you more because of, rarity.
Yeah, honestly, I think a lot of this pricing is a result of like panic buying in the market because this is like the latest
The new hype card.
hype gas card of the set.
Yep.
But like, as a lot of people have pointed out, it's very vulnerable to getting Topsy decreed. And then you just go down, 2 cards. But it's maybe in the decks that really want it, that have a high advanced element count, it's still like really, really good. I'm definitely going to try it in Curse Breaker because I run 20 Umbra cards and I really don't want to see them in my opening hand. But do I think it should be in every level 3 deck? No way.
I think it is very strong. Like anytime I see 2 cost fast speed, norm, floating memory, I kind of don't even need to read the rest of the card. But yes, the rest of the card also reads pretty well. So,
But in the age of like Censor and Dredging Streams and all this other Topsy and stuff,
Raccoons.
like, raccoons. Like, why is a floating memory card so
it's fast.
rah?
Fast speed. Slow speed is very different. Like if this says slow, total trash. The fact it's fast, there are answers, like you're saying, right? You have the Topsy is obviously very popular, but there are other cards. But because it's fast speed, you can just kind of do it in step and then go back to your turn.
Raccoon. Expeditious the raccoon in.
Yes.
That's right.
Accelerate.
the raccoon.
Accelerate the yes.
The raccoon in. Eats your grave.
Yes.
Isn't there actually a raccoon that has fast activation these days?
Probably. There's also raccoons you can just activate and then burn a card. I think it's like isn't Bandit do this? Right there. The Protector Raccoon.
Protector Raccoon.
Oh no, it doesn't. It banishes a card, your
yeah,
choice.
but that's cool. You can repeatedly do this. So
Yes.
Protector Raccoon comes into the board at fast speed and then can also keep eating the grave.
Okay, but the opponent chooses which card
Yeah.
to banish from the
That's
graveyard,
the
it
problem.
seems
Right.
like.
But if it's a turn 1 play, right?
Yeah, your first card's Angelic.
Angelic,
Buddy
Buddy Raccoon.
Bye-bye.
All right, so what do I think about long-term longevity, the future of RDO? I think short-term RDO is probably actually going to see experience a supply shock, and by that I mean not like it's going to be short supplied; it's going to be well supplied. And as right now we're kind of seeing demand meet supply, but pretty soon I think the demand for at least the seal boxes will drop, which means the seal box prices will also drop, right? Because again, I don't think players are buying as much as previous sets, but the print run of this set is actually very close to PTM. So you can just see the numbers there. So yeah, short term, I do expect this price to kind of dip a little bit. And then there will be kind of like a stabilizing time, which will probably last around, I would say like 2 or 3 sets, because it is an expensive box. People will have to like eat through the inventory slowly. But I actually think the future for Radiant Origins is actually very bright. Because again, very wide set. So not likely that everybody has every card. Getting an actual play set of Radiant Origins, right? For like 1 of every Regalia, 4 of every, rare, SR, whatever, everything is quite expensive, right? So long term, if that's the path that people want to start collecting towards, I can see Radiant Origins being very expensive. So I think if you have boxes you want to hold, I think it's probably fine. I think they actually look really beautiful too. I don't know, I'm pretty sure next GA set is not going to look like this. For 2 reasons. Number 1 is because my expectation is they want to make capstone sets special. So no like magnet boxes, no like gilded borders, this kind of stuff, right? No like specific ultimate artwork on everything with a case and card protector type of thing, case protector. Given that, I mean, longevity of these boxes are probably going to be okay, but there is a large amount of supply.
Yeah, it's a unique item. probably going to be like a very special collector piece down the line.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably got legs down the road.
Yeah. But I want to turn back to the audience now. Like, what do you think? Maybe I got something wrong about RDO. What do you think about the future of RDO? Let us know in the comments below. Okay, so moving on to trash or gas. Quick reminder, trash or gas is the thing that we do for every set release where we kind of talk about a couple cards, and then we have the other hosts kind of vote on or debate on whether it's trash or gas.
Yes, and we don't usually pick the most obvious cards.
Try not to. I'm not the smartest, so I may pick the most obvious cards.
Who knows?
I don't care about meta, so.
All right, who has the first card?
First, cue the jingle.
Trash or gas? Is this card trash? Is it gas?
All right, so my card that I brought today is Bleu, Ace
Bleu.
of Diamonds. Bleu.
Bleu.
Bleu. It's a 1-cost water, unique ally, mage suited human. It has a 1 power, 1 life stat line with on enter, generate up to X Bolt of Diamond cards and put them into your memory. X is 0. Depending on the total reserve cost of suited objects you control, 6, X is 1 instead. 10, X is 2 instead. 21, X is 4 instead.
Blackjack.
So if you have like those certain amount of, total suited reserve costs, then you get to draw more cards. Well, not draw more cards, sorry. Generate more Bolt of Diamonds, which means you basically get more cards. Also has floating memory. So what do you think, boys? Trash or gas?
It's such a interesting card. I think this is the first floating memory 1-cost. Unique ally, is that right?
Unique ally.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Because like the only other one I can think of is like the frog, but that's not unique. Croaking Webfoot
Croaking is not unique.
is also a 1/1 for 1 that has floating.
Yes. Yes, that's unique.
So, I mean, this is like the cheapest way to turn on Jaying, right? I think.
Fome read me like a book.
I mean, that's like why. Like, I mean, yeah, that's your deck, right?
Fome read me like a book.
But I mean, I like unique allies. There's a lot of things you can do with unique allies. What do you think, Mark?
I think it depends on what you're using this card for. I think, like you said, Jing is an interesting usage of this card, which I didn't even think about that until you mentioned, and then I'm checking like type lines, right? Like, oh wait, it is the human. Yeah. It is really hard to generate bolts with this thing, right? So if you're doing the generating bolts, wouldn't you want to do any other card to generate bolts than using blue?
Blue.
Well, you know what I think one of the issues with blue and getting generating bolts of diamond is that 6 and 10 are actually quite difficult numbers to hit in this deck because the best diamond cards are 4 diamonds and 3 of diamonds. That's what I've noticed because those are the cards that are also like playable outside of the suited deck. And if you have those 2 out, there's like basically no way to make 6 or 10 with blue.
That's why I'm trash.
I also have to lean towards trash because its floor is so crappy. It's a 1/1 for 1.
Floating memory, but like we said, gets raccooned, gets merlin, gets tops.
Yeah. Trash.
Okay, I will say from the play that I've seen of diamond suited decks, it's pretty trash.
Oh really?
But
okay. Even in the diamonds deck.
Yeah. But man, I was hoping you guys would focus more on like the generating the bolt of diamond stuff. Fome is right. It's because of Draying. I like this card a lot.
Oh, I see.
I still think that's good, but the generating bolt of diamonds is like if you even can generate one, it already replaced itself.
Sure, yeah, sure.
Right.
Replaced itself and its float. I'm sorry, I just think it's funny because the last Trash or Gas, my card was Croaking Webfoot, which Fome totally guessed. It is the 1-cost 1/1 frog with floating memory. And I was like, oh my god, Swarm with float. But this one turns on my Draying.
Yeah.
So Draying, for those who don't know, is a Draying Shadowmare is a 3/3 horse with Pride 3. As long as you control a water element unique human ally, Draying loses Pride and has Stealth and True Sight.
Pretty strong.
So, yeah, I'm like so happy to slot this card into my deck because right now it's like if you kill my Snow White, if you kill my Dianwei, they just go into the graveyard, whatever. And it's like so
now you're
easy.
floating.
Now I get floating.
Yeah.
Now my opponent has to think about, frick, if I kill this thing, she gets float.
Yeah, they're getting beaten down by Jaying, but if they kill this, they're gonna get beat down by Frostwarn that drew a card.
That's right.
That's
right.
So we all agreed it's trash.
Trash.
Or do you?
Trash.
Or does he even think it's gas?
Trashed.
But Jaying,
Trash.
I don't give a shit about the
Trash.
diamonds.
You
Yeah,
have,
it's trash.
you can play any unique human ally. There's a lot of them now.
They all cost 3.
True.
This is the only one that costs less than 3.
Still trash.
But it has I don't know. As long as I'm happy with it.
Yes.
That's all I care.
All right.
Next card.
I have a card.
Okay.
Sabella.
That's a good one.
Gossamer.
Sabella.
Gossamer Penance. Sabella Gossamer Penance. When I saw this card in Pantheon, I was like, this card's really good. I wish it was in constructed. I didn't look at the corner to see if that had the Pantheon tag.
This is a constructed card, Mark.
Correct.
Like,
now I'm very happy.
Yeah.
I'm even more happy than I was before. Yeah. So I think Sabella is very, very good. I think, the fact that like this is effectively a Spirit Ruler on a stick, right? It's a 3 cost, 2/2 on enter. It's a Crux ally, unique ally, warrior human. Class bonus on enter, choose a sword regalia with memory cost 1 or less from your banishment and put it onto the battlefield. Put a bond counter on it. It gets +2 for as long as you control Sabella. So it's +2 attack, sorry. And then on leave, sacrifice each regalia with a bond counter on it. Sick, yes.
Card's really good.
That's really good.
Is there much of a debate to be had? This is total gas.
Right, comes in, like basically adds 4 damage because 2 on itself and then 2 for any regalia weapon that you have. And if you're playing Crux, you're gonna have one that you're gonna bring in. You combo this with Drawn Blade, so it's on enter, draw a card as well, right? Get Drawn Blade in.
Yeah.
This is like your extra copy of Ascension almost.
Kind of, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like a mini Ascension. There are limitations, but yeah, you can get a lot of your swords out from this. Also, whatever sword you get can then be sent back into the material deck with Pendragon. So you Sabella combo with Pendragon, right?
Okay.
But here's the problem.
Oh, there's a catch.
There are a lot of cards that stifle in this set now.
Oh,
right.
Stifling Gyre.
Right.
Name Sabella.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I would ever name Sabella with my Stifling Gyre, but hey, I guess it does work.
Yeah, there's that problem. The other problem I think you have is also once Sabella leaves, you lose the regalia. Originally, I was thinking, could you trick it where you can do a thing where like Sabella on enter on the stack, displace, get another weapon, right? Now I don't track the other weapon. But if you read how Sabella's on leave works, it removes each regalia with a bond counter on it.
It doesn't matter like if it's the one that it brought in.
Correct. So this is the problem with that. Like I was originally like, can I permanently bring in a thing that even when Sabella leaves, it doesn't take it with her? Can't really do it with this either.
You just like bring in your Drawn Blade, swing in the Drawn Blade, then bounce her and bring it the back.
Yeah. So you on enter, bring Drawn Blade in, right? Sure. You get a draw a card. I then Spark Light. You lose everything.
I actually think it's like, speaking of, stifle effects, if you Stifling Trap this, you kill Sabella and you don't get the on enter.
Correct. Yeah, that's the other problem with any of the stifle cards. Yeah.
Problem with copying 2 life, I think.
Yeah, that's the problem. And it is 3 costs, which I mean, if you think about like a Pendragon being a 3/4 for 2, like you stifle my Pendragon, cool. I still have a 3/4. Deal with my Frostborn Paladin, right?
Not as good as Pendragon, therefore it's bad.
Yeah,
Right.
That's that is the point because usually in Crux decks, right, your advanced element slots you have maybe like 12. So Sabella.
But now with angels.
Yeah, but now you have
with
angelic channeling.
Okay, guys, be realistic. You're not playing that many because you don't want to break your hand in the beginning. One of the challenges you're going to face is Sabella better than your current 12 or 11, right? You have 4 Pendragons that's kind of like stable in there. With how good the new swords are, you may want to still run some Ascensions. And then beyond that, like there might be other Crux cards you're doing. If you're Merlin, you may want to run 1 or 2 Incarnate Majesty. Like your slot for Crux is very limited. So Sabella has to be very good to displace some of those other cards. That's the only other challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think it's not as good?
No, I think Sabella's totally gas.
Oh, trash?
Gas.
Oh, gas.
Maybe specifically like the Wind Lorraine or Wind Merlin decks where that can take advantage of repeatedly using the on-enters.
Oh, heck yeah.
Then it would be like A++.
Even better, yeah. I like it.
Yeah. Even though it's not as good as Ghost, it is still gas.
Still gas.
Yeah.
Still gas.
I like it. I like her.
Cool. Yeah, also very pretty artwork too.
Oh, this is really gorgeous.
So
The
badass.
CSR version of this card is amazing
I
looking.
want to see.
It's amazing.
Do you have one?
No, it's an EVP. exclusive.
Oh god,
We have to
Okay,
actually,
you
guys.
don't-
You
you
gotta
don't-
play
you don't play-
locals.
you don't play enough
Grind
locals for one.
Dude, maybe I had to grind locals for this EVP.
I don't want to give away all those EVP to locals. I just want to keep them. No, I'm
What
kidding.
the
I'm kidding.
bad TO?
I'm
TO?
I'm
TO?
I'm kidding. I'm
Report-
kidding.
report
I'm
them to
kidding. I would
organized
never
play at
do
Wizards of the
that.
Shore?
I would never do that.
All right, Fome, do you have a card for us?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I do. I think
right.
it's the best one of all three.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. So this card is called Frozen Divinity.
Yes.
It's a 2-cost water unique Fantasia cleric spell. Has a lot of text.
Okay.
If a champion with base level 2 you don't control will level up into a champion card, return that card to its owner's material deck instead. At the beginning of your end phase, if your champion didn't level up this turn, sacrifice Frozen Divinity. Whenever your champion levels up into a champion with base level 3, sacrifice Frozen Divinity, draw a card into your memory. So it's got a little bit of the Snow White effect kind of stapled to it. Preventing your opponents from leveling up, specifically into level 3 in this case. What do you guys think?
I really like this card.
You do? Okay.
I think it's kind of cool. Like it's like, hey, I would like to level up to level 3. But before I do that, you cannot do that. Do something else this turn.
Hold on.
When I go
down.
to 3, I will replace this card with something else, and then you can level up to level 3. I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
You gassing up the card?
I think it's pretty good. I gas it up.
Okay, interesting. What do you think, Eva?
I think it's good, but I don't know if it can be really widely played because it really only affects like one turn, essentially, because once you don't level up, it goes away. Unless you're thinking, because Fome over here likes his repeatedly leveling up decks, as we've seen with Fogxander.
So, yeah, as you're alluding to, the second line of text at the beginning of your end phase, if your champion didn't level up this turn, sacrifice Frozen Divinity. So it forces you to keep leveling up. But once you hit level 3, this goes away. So there's almost no world in which this stays on the board forever, basically locking out your opponent from hitting level 3. But there are some ways you could prolong it on the board. For example, if you go from level 1 to level 2, and then de-level from 2 back to 1, and then level back to 2, this sticks around. So if you use, for example, Innervate Knowledge to level down, and then draw 2 cards from that, and then you can use those 2 cards to level back up into Xander 2 and draw back a card from graveyard, you're actually net even. So you can just keep doing this, and then your opponent can never level to 3.
Sure, Fome.
Also, technically, if you level up from level 3, and then if you get to level 3, and then you play this card, and then you level up into World Champion level 4 cards, that doesn't trigger.
He's gonna trash this card super hard.
That doesn't trigger the level 3 of sacrifice this either, so it stays on the board. Yeah, so you can stall them out a lot with that.
Yeah, that's a really great card.
He's gonna
Fome.
trash this card so hard right now.
And you can we have a new card, Accelerate, right? So you can actually wait for your opponent to spend their 3 cards or spend their dungeon guide, attempt to level up, then you accelerate, fast speed in your Frozen Divinity, and then they lose all their value. They can't level up. Dang, you locked them out, and then it passes to their turn, and they still can't level up because wait, what?
Accelerate works with Fantasias?
Accelerate works with any card. The next card you activate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, that's crazy.
So you just you know the trick that Vanitas does with expeditious entry your Snow White to prevent you from leveling up.
Yeah.
You could do that with Accelerate and Frozen Divinity also.
What the heck?
Wait, but Frozen Divinity only prevents them from leveling to 2 to 3, right?
Oh no, let's not talk about that.
What do you mean?
It's true, though.
What do you mean?
No?
What do you mean? Stop something
It's true.
Are you scamming us?
What's
Dude, this
happening
card
here?
doesn't do anything. When you said something about level 1 to 2, I'm like, wait, how early are you doing this? Are they level 1? They're like, okay, cool. I'll
I
level
think
up.
as much as I think it's really fun to do all these tricks, and I still will try to make it work in my Fogxander deck because you're just lipping up and down, and I'm gonna play 4 copies of it, and then I have to take a turn off getting my Scepter of Lumina so I can keep pinging you for 4. So I'm always behind my opponent. So I want to lock him out as early as I can. I will try playing this card.
Okay.
But it is no Snow White. How many decks don't even go to level 3? It does literally nothing. Yeah, it's just extremely niche. If you're playing water level 3 deck, competing against another level 3 deck, this could be like a sideboard tech card.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think in like 90% of the circumstances, it's trash.
Yep. And the issue is like, let's say in that case where like, okay, so Spirit, right? I go level 1, you go level 1, and then you play this card against me, right? Mm-hmm. Then okay, cool. I backup charger, pass. Like, what's your turn? You're gonna go to level 2 because otherwise you lose.
Yeah,
this card?
otherwise I lose it. Oh
Right.
yeah, it like forces me to like level up maybe when I don't want to level up.
Yeah, and then okay, I go to level 2 now because I'm in high influence. Pass to you.
What
You
are
go
you
to
gonna
level
do?
3, right?
yeah. And then it
then it's
controls.
gone.
How much are you neg influence already? Because you're forced to go up level.
Like at
whereas
least
I now,
you get the card back after you level up though.
But you do like lose that card for those few turns that you.
yeah.
yeah, and you have to. You're forcing yourself to neg influence when maybe you don't want to do that as water. That's the other problem with this, right? If this is a norm or a wind or fire card, okay, I can see the race, right? It's as water, don't you want to go slower? So you're not likely to play this on turn 1 against me anyways, right? Because you don't want to go level 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I will say that most level 3 water decks don't go that fast.
Yeah.
Bro, just play Snow White, man.
Gas.
Snow White is so much better than this card, unfortunately.
Trash.
This card is a trash. Sorry.
Why you guys always bringing trash to this show, man? Bring some gas. Be positive.
I actually my previous cards have been amazing. Gas cards.
But I am happy that you got a new tool for your Fog Xander deck.
Pretty funny.
Try it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so RDO not only brought us a bunch of new cards, right, and really exciting effects and stuff, it also actually expanded the lore in many, many different ways, and maybe in some ways unexpected.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so our local lore expert, Eva, is going to deep dive into some of the insights of the latest.
Oh
lore
boy.
drop.
It's not a deep dive.
Story time.
It's not a deep dive. It's more of a Easter egg, but it's an Easter egg that needs a little bit of setup.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay.
I love
all
Easter.
I'm ready.
All
I'm
right,
ready.
Here's
What
my
part?
slideshow, because you know
Okay.
how I do it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a PowerPoint going on here.
No
Dang.
PowerPoint, guys.
Always. Okay, so throughout Grand Archive, right, most of the characters, the worlds, the stories have been inspired by different fairy tales, history, theology, mythology. For example, we have Arthurian legend, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Alice in Wonderland. Right. Any thoughts on what Radiant Origins might be inspired by?
The Bible. Right?
He's not wrong. He's actually
It's
not.
got a bunch of
yeah,
angels.
I didn't really want to say it that way, but yeah, it's basically like the divinity and the occult, surrounding the Abrahamic religions.
The Abrahamic
The
religion.
Abrahamic
Abrahamic,
religions.
okay,
Yes.
all right.
yes,
So
yes.
like Christianity, Judaism, and Islam.
Correct.
Even
Yes.
CAPTCHA. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. I did not catch that.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay, so I'm glad that we're going over this then. Yeah. So in RDO, we've heard a lot about the gods and the angels. So the gods have been the ones who are bestowing boons upon the champions as they fight in the pantheon, right?
Yes.
And we have tons of angel cards, angelic channeling, and as well as archangels.
Yeah.
And now we've found out with the latest lore article called Interlude Otherworldly Possessions, we also have demons.
Oh.
Yes. So I actually don't think that the demons are reflected in any of the cards in RDO that I've seen. So this was a total shock to me when I read the article. I was like,
We don't have
"Whoa,
demons yet.
This is so
Unless they're
cool.
fallen angels and you don't know yet.
Wait. Maybe you're onto something. Cause the demons are got two. The angels all have two opposing
Why are you doing
sides.
the 6-7 thing?
The two opposing sides.
Oh, no.
I'm doing two.
Of 6 and 7?
I'm grim
Grim-facetiting.
facetiting. I'm grim facetiting. Okay. Please continue,
Ooh,
sorry.
yes.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so we find out a little bit more about the Proto Archive.
Okay.
The Proto Archive has been set up as basically like the arch enemy of the Grand Archive. So Merlin and Tristan were working for the Proto Archive. And it is a very strong theory, but not confirmed, that the Proto Archive is the early prototype of the Grand Archive that was created first. But then, maybe its creator was, not very happy with how it turned out. And so they created the Grand Archive, which then replaced it. And so the Proto Archive was abandoned. And now, from the shadows, they are trying to get their revenge.
Did they also abandon like a bunch of champions in the Proto Archive in the beginning?
Maybe.
Who became
Maybe.
demons later? Oh.
That's right. Discarded by the Grand Archive.
Wait a minute.
Okay, what is he looking up? Okay, anyway, I'm gonna keep talking
keep going,
while you look
go.
up something. So yeah, so in this lore article, we find out that 3 members of the Proto Archive are part of the Ars Goetia. The Ars Goetia, if you haven't heard of it, is a book talking about 72 demons that were bound by Solomon. But,
Solomon.
Yeah, but the book is not considered to be canonical in the biblical works, so it's not real in terms of the Bible. But yeah, so the 72 demons are ranked from 1 to 72.
Yeah.
And in the lore article, they mentioned that these 3 characters have they are like the 5th seat, the 3rd seat of the Ars Goetia. And so I believe it just translates 1-to-1 with the actual Ars Goetia. And so now we're going to talk about those characters, and they're probably going to be unique allies or maybe even champions in the next set. So it could be fun to just kind of speculate on what we might see.
I see. Cool. Okay.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Wait, does that mean we're gonna have another set?
So there's going to be an expansion set?
Darkness Descent, Radiant Origins, Darkness
Yeah.
And it's like the demon set. Okay.
Well, we had that. It was Abyssal Heaven.
But that was only in Sangwo. But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, I know.
Maybe they're affected. Maybe that's why they're like Jin was corrupted. Was it the demons?
I think Mark is onto something. Okay, anyway, so let's talk about our first character here.
Okay.
This lovely character appears on these cards: Manifest Threat, Otherworldly Possessions, and Tune Up. Did you either of you guys know her name?
Glasses girl.
It's Beatrice.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Beatrice. So Beatrice, she's basically a mad scientist, doctor. She performs experiments on humans, but with the goal of curing diseases. And we see in the art of Tune Up, she is working on Tristan, who is part automaton or part robot. You know, I think she supplies Tristan with her robot arm. She also worked on Merlin's dying sister, who is now dead.
So she didn't do a very good job.
Dang. Okay, so Beatrice, she's the 5th seat of the Ars Goetia, so I believe that she corresponds with the 5th demon, Marbus.
So she's a demon?
Or she's like.
Have you been paying attention? They're all demons.
Wait, they're all.
Wait, so
demons?
she's a demon?
Is she a demon, or is she like the herald or the avatar of the demon?
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Like the manifestation
That's right.
on, right?
Oh my god.
Just like how maybe
like Avatar of Suzaku. That
no,
stuff.
I mean that's what the avatar means, but yeah, kind of maybe.
Why'd you guys have to complicate this? I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Okay,
It's
we'll
not
find out.
confirmed.
We'll find out.
Anyway, I'm just speculating because she's the 5th seed that she corresponds with the 5th demon. And I think it makes a lot of sense because Marbus, his whole thing is he causeth diseases and cureth them.
Wait,
So-
okay. Then that definitely makes
Right?
sense.
I'm
yeah.
like, that's
Yeah.
her. That's literally Beatrice. She's experimenting on people and killing them, but she's trying to cure diseases by doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She like debuffs allies. Maybe like she'll be able to like resurrect allies too. Something like that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I was thinking like maybe recover, healing,
Yeah.
cursing. I don't know. Okay, so the next character, Mark, do you know this character by chance? This is a character from Three Kingdoms.
Zuozi, right?
Zuozi, yeah.
Wasn't this the guy who like gave the didn't we talk about this a little bit? I think like is this where the like whatever the forbidden tome came from?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
That book, the cursed book.
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad you remember.
Was this on the back of like the Dragon Shield box? Do you remember? Like
You have such good memory.
Wow,
Yes.
how'd you remember
Okay.
that? Like,
So,
hidden
yes,
lore,
yes,
right?
Yes. So you actually skipped a few slides
Oh, sorry. Wow. Okay,
later,
this
but
sucks.
yes, you're absolutely right. We talked about Zuozi. Wait, I don't think we talked about him. I don't remember.
I
if
think
we
there was something
mentioned
like
him.
mentioned about the book of heaven or whatever was given to Zhang Jiao, right? To do all the magic stuff.
Yes, well, that was revealed recently because in Forbidden Teachings, we see in the art that Zuozi gave Zhang Jiao the Tome of Abyssal Heaven, which I believe is the Luopan, the
Yes.
book that we talked about
Luopan, that's it.
episodes ago when we guessed that was going to be the divine relic of HVN.
Oh,
It
I
didn't-
see.
It didn't appear
didn't work
until
out. It didn't
now.
work out.
And then like Zhang Jiao is like a soothsayer or like a prophet, so he can she can commune with the demon, maybe. So like that's why she can talk to the demon, or she was tempted by the demon, as like shown by the other art when he's like seducing her.
Well, the other, I think I know what you're talking about with the other art. The other art is another character.
Oh,
but if you
oops.
see in the flavor text of Forbidden Teachings, it says, with this book, you can save your people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so he's like seducing her with the promise that I have the answer to your problems.
Yeah.
And so we see that Tome of Abyssal Heaven is an Exia card.
Yep.
So I think it's very likely that Zuozi is going to be an Exia.
In exchange
ally.
for your soul.
I mean, he's literally wearing red. It's like
What does that mean?
Yeah, because demons make demonic pacts with people.
yes.
Okay, they give you stuff, but not always in exchange for something.
He's literally K-pop demon hunter. Like he's
Oh my God, he's Genu?
he's
Is
he's this is the Saja boys. They printed the Saja boys onto.
Oh my God.
But which one is he?
Is he going to start duetting with Jiang Jiao? Free.
He's Abby, obviously. Look at him.
I was thinking mystery. Look at all the hair
Oh
covering the
my
face.
gosh,
you
we're
know?
actually
the
debating
shirt
this?
off.
No, he's baby, guys. He's going to have the deep voice. Anyway.
Goo Goo Gaga.
Goo gaga.
Goo.
Crazy. Okay, anyway, a little bit more about Zuozi. That's not K-pop Demon Hunters related.
Yeah.
So yeah, he appears on the art Forbidding Teachings and Ordained Charisma. And in the latter card, that is not Zhang Jiao, that is Proto Archive Scout.
Dude, he's making K-pop demon hunter hearts at her.
That's right.
He's doing this. He's doing this at her.
That's crazy.
Look
That's
at the hearts.
crazy.
Look at the hearts in
You're
this.
all I can think of
Oh
every
my
time.
God.
Every drop I drink up.
Okay. Zuozi is the third seat of the Ars Quatia, which I believe makes him Vasago. Vasago is the Prince of Prophecy, which perfectly aligns with a line that Zuozi says in a lore article. Mark, can you help me read this, please?
Sure. I have been waiting for a hero, and I can see you are the one that prophecy foretold.
So,
Is that Jin? Who? Wait, Jinu? Guys.
Jinnu.
All right, so who did he actually say this line to?
Kongming.
Koming?
Yeah.
This changes everything.
I know. So basically, he's like, hey, so you know your sister Guoja?
Yeah.
Everyone likes her, right? But I think you're cooler per the prophecy that I foretold. Don't let your sister summon all the Shenju. The Shenju are going to destroy the world rather than save it.
Playing to her insecurities.
Yeah.
So Guojia was right. Remember the Ignited Fate, that card where they were like fighting each other, and Guojia said something like, hey, like basically it's like, hey, don't you understand? Like wake up from like whatever.
Precisely. He's the reason they're fighting.
And Koming's evil.
Koming's evil.
Yeah. And you know what's really funny too is that ironically, he kind of has a point. Everyone hates the Shenju.
I mean,
in the meta.
In the meta. Yeah, I was like, the players definitely hate the Shenji. Yeah.
Anyway, I think he is.
He's riding a lizard. That's Seiryu.
Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah,
He's riding a lizard.
Yeah, so Vasago is actually depicted riding an alligator, and that I guess the alligator is Seiryu. So
It all makes sense.
It's a dragon.
They planned all of this. That's crazy.
Yeah. Wait, I thought he hates the Shenju.
He's subjugating it.
Okay, I got it. I'm with you. I'm with you.
He's riding it to the world of ban. I don't know.
He's banning it.
He's banning it. I don't really know. Yeah. Anyway, so he's probably Exia. We'll see what he does.
Okay.
Any ideas of what he? Oh, I think he's definitely gonna have something to do with glimpsing, because he's all about like foretelling the future and the past.
But that's not Exio's thing, though. That's like Astra's thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Be open-minded. Just kidding.
I think he's gonna be like a stealing, like mind control champion.
That'd be insane.
Because that card like gains control of your opponent's ally.
Yeah.
So like he'll be all about like stealing people's shit.
I like it.
Toxic.
Could be toxic. All right. So the last character we're gonna talk about is Enoch.
Okay.
And Enoch, we don't know what he looks like. We don't know much about him.
Yeah.
And just the name itself, Enoch, has a ton of implications for the lore that I'm not going to get into it today. We're just here to talk about the Ars Goetia today. So, the article doesn't say which number seat Enoch is. I speculate he's the first seat, which makes him Bael. So Bael is a fallen angel, formerly an angel who fell from God's grace. And for lore reasons, Enoch is actually stated to be one of the first angels to have descended upon the homeworld.
Oh, interesting.
Which is really cool. So he's been here since the start, which like fully fuels this whole theory that like he was part of the first Grand Archive, and then they were abandoned and sent to hell, basically.
I think if my Sunday school knowledge serves me correctly.
Okay, please school me.
He if I remember correctly, Enoch is like a very old character. Maybe like, I mean, obviously direct descendant of like Adam, like the first man. But like, how many generations, before Enoch? Enoch is like really, really old, like way before like Cain and Abel and those kind of stories too. I think. Yeah.
So a lot of significance here with Enoch, right? Yeah. So fallen angel, he is the master of invisibility, which makes me think that as an ally or champion, he might have something to do with stealth spell shroud. He was also formerly called the Lord of Storms, which made me think maybe arcane. Which is why I chose this voltaic. Is this voltaic?
Voltaic sphere, yeah.
Voltaic sphere image to represent him. And if he's not arcane, Enoch is actually married to Astarte, apparently. So maybe he'll be Astra to take after his wife. Just random things.
Wait. So are you saying like these elements that we kind of talk about, they're like now we're splitting like the good from the evil elements?
Maybe.
I'm not saying that, but you're welcome to come up with that sort of conclusion.
Arcane and Astra both start with A.
Yeah, well, I imagine it's like all of the archangels that are presiding over like the two sides of a particular, like two opposing ley lines. Like one is supposed to be good and one is supposed to be bad. Maybe like Neos and Exia and Umbra and Luxem. I don't know why Crux and Terra are opposite, but
Terra is bad.
Maybe Crux is bad.
Maybe Crux is bad. Ghosts are bad. Like, I don't know.
Merlin. That's why Merlin was Crux.
This
is getting a little too deep, guys. Anyway, that's the whole thing. That's the slideshow.
Very interesting. We get a lot of biblical allusions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Especially with all those names, I now 100%. Yes. Okay. So what I learned from lore section today is that if you guys want to know about the Grand Archive lore, you got to read your Bibles.
That's right.
And then make sure you also cover like, I'm assuming like all the extended books too.
Yeah. So technically, the Ars Goetia is
like
not
the Dead Sea Scrolls.
It's not Bible.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Did not expect it to be related to religion.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, theology is kind of an interesting base for a story.
Yeah, I mean, it's what the oldest story, maybe. Well, actually, that's not true. The epic tales of Gilgamesh and all that stuff. But yes, it's one of the oldest stories. Very referenceable. Most people can like see elements of it, and we've had it in pop culture, right? Like from the video games,
Evangelion.
TV shows. Sure. Yes. I was gonna say Diablo, but yeah, that's how I know some of this stuff, right? But yeah, like in pop culture, definitely reference a lot. So,
thanks, Eva.
Thanks, Eva.
Yay! Thanks for
Lore section
listening to
interesting.
me talk about demons.
We went back to Merlin again at the end. It's always Merlin, guys.
Everything's Merlin.
Correct. Cool. All right. Well, that's the end of our show. If you have a question for TalkGA, you can of course ask us on this video, just in the comment section, hashtag TalkGA. If you want to ask us on Twitter, you can tweet at us at TalkGA Podcasts. And then if you can also email us at talkgapodcast@gmail.com and we can get to your question live on air. Otherwise, thank you guys all for joining us and watching our episode. Really appreciate it. And thanks everyone. And thank you co-hosts for having a great discussion about Radiant Origins.
It was fun.
Thanks, Mark.
Of course. All right. And that's the crew of TalkGA signing out. We'll see you guys next time.
Stay denim.
Oh yeah, you guys are twinsies.
For some reason, Mark and I came with the exact same freaking outfit.
Not pre-discussed.
Like, what's going on here? I didn't get the memo.
I don't know. We tried.
Pre-discussed.
Before filming, we tried to talk Fome into changing into an outfit that matched us, and he was like, "I don't want to.
I'm busy. I had to set up the set and like
gotta do actual work, Not like us just figuring out what to wear.
Okay, denim squad, Mark.
High five. All right, well, that was a good one. Wow, that was a really good high five.
Good high five. Solid.
Excellent.
Okay,
cool.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.
See ya. Okay, Grandpa.
All right, episode 26.
Good clap.
I heard.
Nice clap.
Thanks.
Nice clap. You should get a clapper.
I kept saying that.
No, like, sorry. You're thinking like this thing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like one of those toys.
human? Oh.
A toy, like you shake it.
Like
goes,
a monkey?
You're
Like a
still
monkey
buying
villain?
shit. Why not get one that actually is like used?
yeah, it's pretty cute. It's nice. Yeah, you're right.